Hello and welcome to RedAway Medical Waste Packaging and Proper Waste Segregation Training. If you need to get in contact with anyone at RedAway, you can use this slide or this is provided in your welcome packet email. The information on this video is specific to Texas. Now, let's get started by defining medical waste. Medical waste in general is healthcare waste that may be contaminated by blood, body fluids, or other potentially infectious materials and is often referred to as regulated medical waste. This is the waste segregation chart for medical waste specific to Texas, and we will go over each section in detail in this video. In Texas, this is the most common form of medical waste container that you will find. It is the cardboard box that RedAway provides, and it meets all the transportation requirements. We also provide the red biohazard liner that goes inside. You may also see this red 28-gallon container with lid that we can provide as well. We would also provide the red biohazard liner that goes inside, just like the cardboard box, and both meet DOT transportation requirements. If your location is used to or needs to use an 18-gallon PG2 rated sharps container, that is an acceptable container for RedAway to take away, just like the cardboard box or red tub. Now let's get into the proper packaging steps. This poster can be shared anytime you need if you reach out to RedAway. To start, your cardboard box will come flat with the red bag liner inside. To open, push two corners together to engage the flaps in the bottom. Then, you'll want to use the red bag liner provided to line the cardboard box and drape the edges of the top of the cardboard box. Now let's get into the details of what can go into this regulated medical waste box. This will actually be 99% of what you see at your site. And this expanded section of the segregation chart can be accessed anytime via RedAway's resources. For regulated medical waste, any sharps container that you put in, you'll want to make sure that it is to the fill line and no further. You want to click it closed and then place the sharps container inside of the cardboard box. For any soft good items, such as gowns, gauze, and gloves that are contaminated, you can put that inside around the sharps containers. Once the box is full or close to full, you can gather the excess red bag liner and start to gooseneck tie the top. You want to gooseneck tie, if at all possible, to prevent leaks if the box were to tip over at your facility or on a RedAway truck. After the bag is tied, you can push the handlebar sides outward to engage the folding interlocking top. As you can see, there's tabs that interlock, and then you can fold over the handles that make for easy transportation within your facility. If your location is one that uses 18-gallon PG2 rated sharps containers, please be sure to click closed the porthole top and make sure the lid is secure. You do not have to put the 18-gallon into a cardboard box. This 18-gallon sharps container is actually an acceptable transportable container for RedAway to take away. Let's now discuss non-hazardous pharmaceuticals like OTCs and sample meds. You really shouldn't have too much of this waste, but when you do, it's important to segregate it into its own containers all by itself. For OTCs and sample meds that come in blister packs or boxes, you can place that directly into a cardboard box that's labeled meds. When you have empty syringes that used to have non-hazardous pharmaceutical material in it, you can place them into a regular sharps container. The same goes for empty vials of medication. They must be empty to be placed into a red sharps container. Then you can click the sharps container closed and place into a regular medical waste box, not a med box. Again, for sample meds and over-the-counter non-hazardous pharmaceuticals that come in blister packs or boxes, you can place that directly into a cardboard box that's labeled meds. But for expired and unused or full syringes and vials, you would need to place those into a blue and white non-hazardous pharmaceutical container. Now we can get into controlled substances, or DEA scheduled drugs, or sometimes called narcotics. In this section, we introduce a product called RX Destroyer that renders the drugs non-retrievable. For literature, more information about this product, feel free to reach out to your RedAway account manager. When you use RX Destroyer, you will want to use the double witness log sheet that RedAway can provide to you. When you are getting rid of controlled substances, you can put the pills into the RX Destroyer directly and swirl it around to activate the charcoal ingredient. When you have controlled substances that come in vials or syringes, you can waste the excess controlled substance into RX Destroyer first, and then the hardware can go into the non-hazardous pharmaceutical container. It's recommended that RX Destroyer and the non-hazardous pharmaceutical container containing the waste from controlled substances is under lock and key. Now we can briefly discuss hazardous pharmaceuticals such as P and U listed drugs that you may come across. This should be extremely rare, but if you do come across P or U listed drugs and would like extra help, please feel free to reach out to RedAway directly. Similar to controlled substances, any pill form of P or U listed drugs can go directly into an RX Destroyer. Any excess liquid in a vial can go right into RX Destroyer as well, and the vial itself can go into a black hazardous waste container. Same with syringe waste that has P or U listed drug. The syringe would go into the container, and the RX Destroyer bottle containing the P and U listed waste would need to be under lock and key, just like controlled substances. Once the RX Destroyer bottles are full, they need to go into a hazardous waste container. It's recommended for safety and cost purposes to keep hazardous waste pharmaceuticals together in a black container and not be intermingled with controlled substance materials. This concludes the Texas Medical Waste Segregation and Packaging Training. Thank you so much for your time, and please reach out to RedAway with any further questions.